Hey BC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I'm back to post a quick video here, just to share with you a couple of recent finds. Nothing really big, not a lot of stuff, maybe 6 or 7 pieces here, but just a few neat things I brought into my collection over the past week or two. I'm also probably going to do a cassette community video after this. I've had a couple people ask me about that a number of times, and even though I'm not quite sure what to show, I'm just going to break down and show something. So I'll be doing another video right after this one. But let me kind of jump into what we have here. I've been doing this so much lately. Make sure I get back to it. This is what's playing in the background. Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny, from 1976. Yeah, 76. Which has one of my favorite songs by them on here, which is Victims of Change. It's definitely a core album for any of you hard rock and metalheads out there that don't have it. Sad Wings of Destiny. Alright, so let me kind of get into some of the things that I found here. One, Iron and Wine. And that's In the Rains there. Just a nice little, I think, 7-song LP here. I'm not a huge fan of Iron and Wine, although I do have a couple of their LPs. So there's stuff that I like by them without question, but it's not a huge fan. But I was just browsing the other day, and a guy had just bought this used copy off of someone. He was playing it, and I was like, that's good stuff. Who is that? And so that was a good pickup. Excuse me. The next one here is probably this close to being labeled as a holy grail for me. But I was extremely happy to pick up a copy of this, which is the Bustin' Loose soundtrack from the movie Bustin' Loose. And as you guys definitely know, I'm a huge 80s fan. I'm definitely a huge 80s movie fan, so all the soundtracks from the 80s movies are always just really, really great finds for me. And this Bustin' Loose soundtrack is not exactly the easiest one to find. Of course, you see it has Roberta Flack there, but that's because pretty much she did almost every song on there. But, this is a movie with Richard Pryor and Cicely Tyson, totally hilarious, and the music on it was absolutely great. So to find this promotional copy, I cannot tell you how excited I was. Excuse me. If you haven't heard this before, a couple of songs that you definitely want to check out on this, or my 2 favorite songs off of the album, is Just When I Needed You by Roberta Flack, and then also, excuse me, Children's Song. Just another very good, fun LP to have. I'm so happy to have this in my collection now. Again, I mean, I wouldn't exactly call it, but it's that close to being called a holy grail for me. Next are just, the next 3 are just some dollar bin finds. Actually, I picked up yesterday for $1 a piece. Cars Greatest Hits. I have almost all their studio albums on vinyl, but I have this on CD and cassette, but did not have it on vinyl. So it's kind of nice to find that. Truly does have all their greatest hits on that. This is probably one that'll give me a few thumbs down on this video, but again, I wear my music on my sleeve. Air Supply, Now and Forever. Just one of their studio albums that I didn't have. This has Even the Nights Are Better on it. Again, I know it's cheesy and it's laughable and blah, 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 but that's also what's great about the 80s, you know? You can be cheesy and laughable and just kind of enjoy things. Another really good dollar bin find, another edition of my Rush collection, which is Rush Power Windows from 1985. And I think this album came out right after, what's the album that has Wheels on it? Grace Under Pressure. There we go. Came out right after right before. I can't remember. But this was next to the Grace Under Pressure album. And it was kind of that time period when Rush was, I guess, kind of going a little more synth. And actually, I know there was a time period in there where there was a bit of static with Alex and Geddy because of the synthesizers and where guitars fit into it or didn't fit into it and all that kind of stuff. But this definitely has that same feel to it. More the synth Rush, if you will. And then the next 3 here, I just recently had a birthday not too long ago, and I've also recently started dating someone. It hasn't been too long at all, but I guess it didn't take long for her to figure out that I like music and I like vinyl records, and so actually her and her family both gave me vinyl records as birthday gifts, which was incredible. I mean, I didn't exactly expect that, so it was a great birthday and great surprise, especially from people that haven't known me that long at all, which is nice. But one that she gave me here was Lenny Williams, Spark of Love, and this is from 1978, and this is just one that actually kind of in passing I had mentioned a couple of times, and it just happened to have stuck in her head, and she found one for me online and got it as a birthday gift, which is really cool. It's just some old classic R&B here. For those of you that may not be familiar with Lenny Williams at all, if you've ever seen The Kings of Comedy, there was that portion of the show when what's his name? Who's the guy with the big old smile? I'm going brain dead. It's Friday afternoon. But he was doing a bit in there where he was talking about how songs don't sing about love anymore. And there was a few songs that he brought up. He was kind of, acting out and everything. But the very last one he did, when he really kind of lost it and kicked over the microphone and was going, acting all exaggerated about how intense the song was, that song was called Because I Love You, and it was by Lenny Williams. So again, if any of you have ever seen The Kings of Comedy, which I'm sure a bunch of you have, this was one of the songs and artists that he was talking about when he was doing that bit. So, other than that, I'm not sure where any of you might know Lenny from, but unless you're a big R&B fan. Another one, too, which came from her brother-in-law and her sister, which is also very, very nice of them. They picked up a copy of Rum Drum Ramblers, Mean Scene. And this is kind of more of a local band, really. But it's really neat, 'cause it's kind of like some, I guess the easiest way to describe it, blues music played with banjos as opposed to maybe slide guitar. It's kind of the feel that you get from it. But I've only listened to one side so far, but it's a pretty interesting album. So it's definitely a nice piece, and always nice to have a new band to add to your collection. And the last one, which actually came from her mom and dad, again, people I've not known that long at all, but they were nice enough to go out and get this incredible piece for me, which is the Counting Crows, August and Everything After, live at Town Hall. Really nice 2 LP set on white vinyl, which is kind of neat, and definitely one of their better live albums. I have a couple of their live CDs, the Live in Amsterdam, and there was one other one which I wasn't that fond of because I thought they didn't sound that great live, but they actually do a really, really good job on this live recording here, so I was very happy that this ended up being pretty darn good. But again, I can't believe her parents, after not really knowing me that long at all, maybe actually seen them twice at that point in time, were just thinking about me enough to the point to even think about going out and doing something like this. So that was very, very, very cool. Ended up being a pretty darn good birthday for a change. But anyway, those are a few of the recent finds. It's like I said, nothing big. We just want to kind of share with you guys a couple of things. And as always, VC, we'll be back soon, and we'll check you guys out later. All right, take care, guys.